During this video, we will provide some helpful context about Pikes Peak Habitat, our mission, history, and our specific interfaith work over the past couple years.
So Pikes Peak Habitat for Humanity's mission, as are all Habitat affiliates across the world, we're all about putting God's love into action and seeking hard sometimes to do so, to bring people together, to build homes and communities and hope throughout the world and locally.
We partner with families locally by coming alongside families for whatever reason are having a difficult time finding safe and affordable and decent housing. All of our partner families contribute what we call sweat equity, and that means that they're out on the construction site helping to build their family's future home. If their family's future home isn't building yet, they'll be building one of their neighbors' homes. And in that way, we're building communities where neighbors are literally helping to build one another's homes. And that's the type of community that I think we all want to live in.
So Pikes Peak Habitat serves El Paso County, which is one of the fastest growing counties in the United States, a population of about 750,000, at least soon to be. So the number of people that we serve include those who come from the socioeconomic average median income, area median income of 30 to 80%. So this is very low to moderate workforce housing families. They learn about us through word of mouth, through direct outreach, sometimes through their neighbors who are already Habitat for Humanity families, and that includes homeownership as well as repair. The families that we look to lift up, and those are families of 1, sometimes up to 12, from a variety of backgrounds that meet 3 criteria. 1 is that there must be a need for affordable housing. They're in an overcrowded or unsafe situation. They may be living in an apartment or facility that has severe mold, might have high crime rates. Children can't go outside because of lack of safety, or we have one family, just think about it, that family of 7 living in a 1 bedroom of their parents' home. So overcrowding is a big one. And most of our families are paying more than 50% of their income towards their housing needs and working 2 and 3 jobs. So that's the biggest thing that we look at is need. The second is that they must be willing to partner with us, and that's through sweat equity. There's some erroneous information out there that Habitat gives away our homes, and we don't. Our families are invested in it. They help build their homes, they help build their neighbors' homes, and through doing that, they're building community. So anyone who's over the age of 18 in the home must put in 200 hours of sweat equity. Our sweat equity also includes classes, which includes budgeting, it includes estate planning, because now they're going to have an asset that they can pass on to future generations. Some of our families will actually share sweat equity by watching each other's children so that they can have time out on the construction site. And then the final is they must qualify for an affordable mortgage. And that payment, that's capped at 30%, that includes their property taxes, their homeowner's insurance, and or HOA and Metro District. So it's kept affordable, because if families are paying more than 30% of their income towards housing, then they're cost burden. And 1 in 7 families in Colorado and 1 in 6 across the country are paying more than 50% of their income towards housing. So we want to work with the families to help them be as successful as possible, starting home ownership with an affordable mortgage. So those are the 3 criteria. We also work with them out on the construction site, at our restores where they may be doing some of their sweat equity if they're not physically able to be out on the construction site. And staff get to know these families very, very well. We're there to cheerlead them on, to guide them when it gets the struggle. Sometimes it is hard to juggle 2 and 3 jobs to get your sweat equity done. And we are there to help them be encouraged and to know that this is a possibility. And they are making their own dreams of home ownership become reality. It's hard work, but they can do it. And they do it with the help of a community coming behind them.
Getting to visit some of our applicant families' current homes has really been an eye-opening experience for me. Some of the homes that we visit, it's incredible to think that these types of conditions exist in America, and especially even in my own community. All of our partner families are working hard at jobs, multiple jobs often, but for whatever reason, they haven't been able to secure a good housing option. A lot of the different things that we see, though, are overcrowding, health concerns. A lot of our applicant families are cost burdened by paying maybe up to 50% of their annual income on housing. There was one family, that was a family of 6. They had 4 kids. And to save on costs, the family ended up moving back in with their parents. And so this family had a severe overcrowding issue. The mom and the dad were sharing a queen bed in a bedroom where you could barely walk around it. But then with the overcrowding, they had their 5-year-old son sleeping in a sleeping bag next to their bed, and then a newborn baby staying in their closet. Our applicant families will live in neighborhoods that are riddled with crime. So some of our applicant families' cars are getting broken into outside of their house. And these are places where they're trying to raise a family, and that's really hard to do.
So I've been in my current living situation for about 8 years. I make too much to get assistance anywhere, and I don't make enough to be able to purchase a home or a future settlement for me and my son. I was prompted by a local coworker of mine in a nearby school district to go ahead and look into the Pikes Peak Habitat for Humanity opportunity. I had looked into it and I was very hesitant. Just due to always being denied and never being quite on the right spectrum for what people were looking for. And I would say that I filled out the application and my fingers were crossed, and Habitat for Humanity listened to me and they wanted to hear my story, and they reached back out, and we've been partnering together ever since.
It is important to recognize the dignity of each and every person. To do that here in Colorado Springs and in El Paso County, that meant going beyond our current Apostles Build, where we had a number of Christian faiths coming together, denominations. You had Presbyterians working with Lutherans and Anglicans and Roman Catholics. But we were leaving so many people and volunteers on the table that could help be phenomenal advocates for what we do and why we do it. And to bring a community together, you need as many voices at the table as possible. So we looked to other faiths, not Christian faiths, to see that they're not being recognized or always being as welcomed in volunteer opportunities. The world has not always been as welcoming here to people of other faiths because of lack of knowledge that they're even here, or understanding that we all come together around a common need, which is a place where we all need a decent place to live, one that's sustainable, one that is safe, one that where we can come together and rest from our labors with our family. And so even prior to creating the Interfaith Build for Unity, we had a number of families, particularly Muslim, who we were building homes for, and at their dedications, it is Habitat's tradition to provide a Bible and to have prayers, but we wanted to honor their religious beliefs too. So in particular with our Muslim community, we asked them if they would bring in their local imam to do the prayers. And they were surprised that we wanted to do that, and they did it. And from there, the local imam came and he provided Islam 101 classes to the staff and to our board of directors, and the relationship blossomed. And we already had some interactions with the Jewish temples here, but to bring people together of different faiths, not to change one another's ideas, not to plant seeds or to proselytize, but to come together to be advocates to each of the different communities as one community around the common need of decent, safe, affordable housing. That is why we needed to do that. And the more volunteers that we bring in to learn about one another and to learn about Habitat, the more accurate the Habitat story gets out into the community and it grows. People learn that all are welcome to apply within the requirements that we have, particularly the 30% to 80% of the area median income, that you do not have to be a family with only young children, that it is a family of one to a senior citizen who's never owned a home before, that you do not have to be Christian, that we see the dignity of each and every person. And so by coming together in multiculturalism, multi-faith, multi-ideologies, it is honoring the dignity of others within the community and bringing them in so people can see that we are one community. And that is what is so important about the Interfaith Build for Unity.
Our Interfaith Build for Unity is unique in that it builds bridges across faith traditions. So what this means in practice is that essentially we will invite two faith communities to work together on our construction site for a day for one of our Interfaith Build volunteer days. These two groups from different belief systems will come together on our construction site. They will work on a common project on the house, and they will stand together unified as friends and equals. During our Interfaith Build for Unity days, one of the things that we're excited about is the opportunity for these groups to be able to share lunch together. But it also provides a great opportunity for individuals on our construction site with no prior experience necessary to put their faith into action, to put their beliefs into action, to help someone in our community and to come alongside them. Finally, we find that our Interfaith Build for Unity is a great opportunity for dialogue to be able to happen and for some of those misconceptions about different faith traditions to hopefully dissipate or to be cleared up as well.
It's great because it's for such a good reason, and that's not just for me. There's so many people out there that could take advantage and really need help, like from an organization like Habitat. So it's great because we're all coming together, and in this instance, everything's put aside, even though we're learning from one another. All of our opinions and beliefs and what we think we know are all put aside just so we can make safe and affordable housing. It was amazing. I couldn't believe it. Prayers had been answered. A lot of support came after that, so it was great to know that I have a future place to rest our head and call home forever, and could possibly go to my son in the future and down the road and just make more of a family for us. It was great. Everything. There's not really one particular thing. It's everything. A living room, bedrooms for my son, a backyard, a dining room to have company over. He can have a slumber party. He can have a Nerf war. It's just gonna be amazing. So everything. What if Mom says the word home? What do you think the definition of home is?
A place where I can relax, get away from my problems, have fun.
A safe place?
Yeah.
Where you're loved?
Yeah.
That sounds good to me too.
take the first step, which is have an open mind. Take the first step to meet somebody.
Oh yeah,
Extra credit
for the bloopers.